Welcome back to my channel. My name is Amanda and today I'm using my Counterfeit Kit Challenge and I'm doing Forgeries on the 4th. And I'm going to make some plaid paper because there's lots of plaid in our inspiration kit of Farmhouse Settlement this month. So I have this Pink Fresh stencil that's called Slimline Plaid. And so it does end up being a little bit longer, but it's not the whole 12. And instead of doing a whole page of plaid, I'm going to do, I don't know, 2/3 of the page, not quite all the way halfway, but a little more than that. And then underneath where that stencil is, I have my waffle grid mat, so that's a lot of fun. This is the new Destructs Oxide in a mini from Tim Holtz, and it is broken china, and so I'm just going to put this through. I'm going to show you one pass. It also has these lines. They kind of wiggle a little bit, but I'm not too worried about that. And then I'm going to line it up on the top, and I'm only going to go up to my pencil line so that I get that diagonal kind of look, because that's what I wanted to go for this background paper. If I wanted to, it would have been super easy just to continue going all the way up and making the whole page plaid, but that's okay. I chose the colors to go with that Farmhouse Summer color on the background there, or on the side there for that plaid paper. I didn't have a whole bunch of more blue, but that's okay. And then this is the second part of the stencil, and I'm just going to use the broken china again and all the way across, and then I'll move it, line it up. Super easy to line these up, especially with my grip mat. And then that is done for the blue. And then my other colors that I have are Festive Berry in the red. And so I'm going to do a line of that. This is Mustard Yellow, and then Peeled Paint is the green. And so I'm going to do 2 lines of the peeled paint with a strip in between. There's 1 line of red at the bottom, and then there's going to be 2 lines up here that are closer together. And then I'm going to line that up here and do it again. And then I'll show you what I do in a second here for lining it up to do the rest of it. So if you're new to Counterfeit Kit Challenge, there's a Facebook and a group. There's 4 challenges a month that you can play along with. And then there are forgeries. So what we do with Counterfeit Kit Challenge is one of the master forgers or the creative team chooses a kit that the design team then uses what they have in their stash to find things that are similar to use for the month. And then there's 4 different challenges. One of them is typically a sketch. One of them is to use your scraps at the end. And then the other couple are different each month. So that's a lot of fun. There's a mini kit reveal on the 6th as well. And then the forgeries, which is what I'm doing right now, that is on the 4th. And so what I'm doing with this stencil is I'm rotating it around. So I'm lining the red up so that I was single line at the top. So now I've lined that single line up that was already done at the bottom of it, and then the double line of red is going to be at the top now. And so I'm going to put all those colors through, and then again I'm going to rotate my stencil. Now I have my double red at the bottom, a little bit of red at the top, and then the green and the yellow. So it has a pattern, but it is a rotating pattern, and so you kind of can see what's going on there. I'm going to do the same thing vertically, but I don't make you watch the whole thing vertically because it's the same but going the other way. And so I did get some broken china up at the top because oxides can be kind of messy on my fingers. And then I'm going to splatter with some water, and so with oxides they will pull some of the color up and make little droplets. And so I wanted this to be a lot more messy, a lot more mixed media than the original papers were. And normally I don't have the actual collection that we are using, but this month I do. So I do want to use some of my stash up too with it. So I do have that Farmhouse Summer from Cartabella, and that's what we're using this month, but I also have this page that I'm making, and I will use on a layout later in the month. And then I will use some of the stuff that I counterfeited for my stash, so you can see what I chose on the 1st for that kit share. And then the last thing I wanted to do, so I had some water and made it run. I want that diagonal line not to be as harsh. And then I'm just taking each of the festive berry, the broken china, and the peeled paint and doing a packaging technique on the top here just to add some more messiness. And I'm keeping that mostly at the line or above the line because I want it to look like it's kind of merged into that splatter bit from the line. And that's why I sprayed it with my water too, to get that, to have that bit of a smudgy line. And so then just showing what my inspiration was to start with for the pattern paper. And then this is what I've got here. So I hope you come back and see what I do with this page later on in the month. If you're new to my channel and you haven't subscribed yet, I would love it if you did. If you liked watching this paper come together, make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. Have yourself a wonderful day, and thank you for being here.